to over $100 billion worth of private investment over the course of 26 months. It's just unbelievable. Let me tell you why it's so important, because this project is so significant because it positions North Louisiana to be at the center of something that is shaping the global economy, and that is artificial intelligence and digital infrastructure. I just got back from DC, and all I heard again and again and again is that the United States must win the AI race. And I'm going to tell you, right now, what Louisiana is doing, we are leading to making sure that the U.S. is going to win. Now, this is going to be Amazon's first technology build-up in the state of Louisiana. Of course, we hope it won't be the last. But I want you to know that Amazon is not a stranger to Louisiana. It complements the over $4.7 billion that they have already invested in this state since 2010. It took them 10 years to spend $4.7 billion, but we got $12 billion in just 24 months. So I like that. It shows you that they're a long-term partnership. Amazon doesn't enter communities for the short term. They invest, they build, and they grow alongside the people who live here. And today's announcement proves that. It backs up that statement. But let me be clear about something else. This project is structured to ensure responsible growth while protecting ratepayers. I know that there are a lot of people out there that love to make a whole lot of noise, and they love to divide us. I think they make money dividing us. But if you think about what I just said, I heard in Washington, is that we can't win the AI race unless we have these kinds of projects. And these kinds of projects require a tremendous amount of resources. And we in this state, and especially in North Louisiana, have proven that we have the type of structure, we have the cooperation from our Public Service Commission to our legislature to our local elected officials, that we can build these types of projects responsibly. Amazon is going to support the capital that will fund the utility infrastructure that is required for these projects. Agreements with SWEPCO are specifically designed to prevent cost exposure to existing ratepayers. For those folks in the media, what I'm telling you is that this is not going to cost the people of Louisiana any more in their utility rates. You can go find some bad stories in other states, but those stories are not going to be replicated in this state because we are working responsibly. Amazon also plans to invest over $400 million in public water infrastructure here as well for those folks that are complaining about that. I want you to know that 2026 is going to be the greatest year Louisiana has. We are making generational changes, and it starts with what we're doing today. Because this development and the growth that it will produce strengthens our infrastructure without shifting the burden on Louisiana families. That is something that I promised as well. These projects, this cluster of projects, will create more than 6,200 job opportunities right here in Northwest Louisiana. And those job opportunities, 540 direct jobs, are going to have wages that are 50% higher than the average here in the state of Louisiana. people from dependence to independence. And that's not just job creation, that's life-changing wages. These are opportunities for engineers, for tradesmen, for contractors, for small businesses, but more importantly, these are opportunities for our young people graduating from Louisiana schools and universities, because that's how you keep people in this state. That's how you grow a state. It strengthens Louisiana within the National AI and Digital Infrastructure Network. Success today is a result of our whole of government approach. I can't brag on it more. It's where our government agencies work together, not in silos, and they deliver results. I want to thank the local government, our state leadership, our utilities, the private sector, the economic development professionals who have all aligned themselves around one mission, and that is to bring more opportunity to Louisiana. But you can have all of those folks sitting in a room, and it takes leadership. And so I want to sing it out and thank some people. I want to thank our Secretary of Louisiana Economic Development Director, Susan Bourgeois, and her team. Of course, Roger, Weiner, and Matt from Amazon and Stack. Foster Campbell, Commissioner Foster Campbell, who will be up here. I used to watch Foster speak on the Senate floor, so I know y'all getting ready to hear a great orator. And I told him, please don't show me up. He told me he was gonna. Figured that. Brett Madison from SWEPCO. Mayor Tom Arsenault and Cattle Commissioner President Greg Young. And the Bossier Police Jury President Tom Salazar. I mean, for the leadership and partnership that y'all have helped us with has made this day an absolute reality, and that's what teamwork looks like. For far too long, Louisiana seemed to be told what we couldn't do, and we believed it. We've been told that we couldn't compete with other states, and we've watched that in real life. We've watched other great developments happen in places like Texas and Alabama and Mississippi, and we begged for our economy to be diversified so that we were not continuously married to a vicious oil and gas cycle. And we waited, but the wait is no longer, because now that same oil and gas industry that we have been tied to in its ups and downs is now helping us diversify and create stability here in Louisiana. Today, this announcement proves that Louisiana is ahead of its game, and that we are leading, that we can compete, and we can win at the highest level. This AI and digital infrastructure race provides foundational industries for our next generation. What we are involved in today, not just here in Louisiana, but these projects are proving that globally and here in the U.S., we are having a generational change in industries. It's kind of like when the internet first appeared. It's kind of like when computers first appeared. It's kind of like when they created a telephone. It's kind of like when we had an industrial revolution. For those of you all who studied an industrial revolution, what you are witnessing today and what is going to happen transformationally is what we're doing on this stage today. And now, Louisiana doesn't sit back and watch it happen in other states. You get to watch it with a front row seat. This project sends a message across the country that Louisiana is open for business, that Louisiana is reliable, that Louisiana can execute. Because what we've done what we've done. And look, let me point out again, I see Dodie Horton, I know Senator Bass, I know I saw him earlier, I know, where are our legislators? How many of y'all are here? Y'all stand up. This group of men and women have proved that to succeed, you do not have to grow government, you just have to make government work for growth. And that's how you build a lasting future. You know, Louisiana has stood at this crossroads for far too long. But today we've chosen a different path. Today, these projects, Roger and Matt, you help us define the next generation. This project proves that Louisiana is accelerating towards the future, and that's a future that keeps our people here. It's the message that we heard over 24 months ago on the campaign trail when people said, we want the great people of Louisiana to stay home. We want them to remain in this state. We want to retain our talent. We want people from other states with great talents to come to this state, because the greatest natural resource that this state has always had has been its people. Today, we're building a place where our children grow up believing that opportunity isn't something they chase out of state anymore, that they can do it right here, right at home, where the words Louisiana and leadership are spoken in the same breath across America. Because today, the future is not a dream, it's a decision. And today, Amazon, you are making Louisiana's dream a reality. God bless you all. Thank you so very much.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. Pretty excited. We're super excited. Thank you, Governor Landry, parish and municipal leaders, and our economic development partners at LAD and NLEP. I have to tell you, Louisiana should be quite proud of their economic development team. It is world class, and it is a difference maker. And our partners in staff infrastructure. Most importantly, I want to thank the Louisiana residents and local folks that I've met today that have made us feel so welcome. I'm proud to be here today. I'm proud to be in the South again, and I'm proud to be in Louisiana. Investments like this don't happen overnight. They certainly don't happen in isolation. They are collaborations built on earned trust, problem solving, and a shared belief in the future that we can create together. Louisiana is known for many things. Its culture, its traditions, Mardi Gras, a little bit of football, food that brings families and friends together, and honestly, music that tells the story of generations. I have had the pleasure of joining into the little bit of the Mississippi experience through marriage, and I have had the opportunity to enjoy the best that Louisiana has to offer on more than one occasion, and I'm better for it. So I'm super excited about that. These traditions endure largely because they have deep roots. They're passed down. They show up year after year. Our intention is to be a durable part of the new economic tradition here in Louisiana and in this region. All of these elements bind people together, and they bind communities together. They connect them into something very special. Similar to the Texas Street Bridge that spans the Red River, bringing Caddo and Mosier parishes together. Just as that bridge serves as a connection, so will this project. Building cutting-edge infrastructure with the highest regard for safety, resiliency, durability, and environmental efficiency, and also being operated at an incredibly rigorous standard. We recognize that with our scale comes responsibility. We have a responsibility to operate sustainably. We have a responsibility to be transparent. We have a responsibility to earn the trust of our neighbors every day, not just on days like today. These responsibilities we take very seriously. Our environmental stewardship includes deep commitments. We're driven to exceed them every day, particularly when it comes to renewable and carbon-free energy and water. And I'll have to say, we think it's a differentiator. It is something that we believe deeply in and that we strive to raise the bar on every day. In fact, this year we're celebrating 20 years of our company's history for AWS. We've learned a lot in those 20 years, and we continue to improve every day and evolve. Our facilities are engineered to use as little water as possible, achieving more than 80% greater water efficiency than the average in the industry. I hope you'll enjoy this fact. Even here in Louisiana, as balmy as it can be, we only anticipate using water less than 13% of the year. And while we will use water for domestic use, our requirements for water during the peak summer temperatures, again, are only 13% of the year. That means 87% of the year we won't use any water for cooling at all. So that's something we're proud of. It's something that we work on every day, and we hope to even get better because we constantly learn and evolve. We have the same commitments as our partners at SWEPCO. We have a commitment we never want to disproportionately or negatively impact other ratepayers. We have a shared vision for that, and that's why, thanks to their foresight, the improvements that are required for our sites don't require much improvements at all, and those that are, we'll pay for. We carry our freight. We take care of the folks, and we partner, and we invest where needed. Same thing with water. We work closely with our utilities, our regulators, and others in the community partner to ensure that our operations are responsible and aligned with local priorities. Our facilities will support hospitals, doctors' offices, schools, small businesses, manufacturers, startups, government services all across the region and around the world. This investment will strengthen North Louisiana's role in the global digital economy, bringing opportunity, resilience, and growth. Like a bridge, it isn't just a physical structure. It represents a vital link joining communities, bringing people together across geographical and political boundaries. This project will extend our positive impact across the entire Shreveport region. When we invest in a region, as was mentioned earlier, we build with the expectation that we will be a part of this community for decades. We believe that being a good neighbor means more than growing in a community. It means growing with it and as a part of it. Our construction start is imminent. We will move fast. We are excited about partnering to ensure our sizable investment translates into economic opportunity and vitality for the local economy and results in jobs for local folks. Our expectation is that approximately $4.6 billion worth of GDP impact will come from our project over coming years. One of the ways that we build a strong foundation in a community is by investing in schools and the future of the community, engaging students from elementary through high school to help them have career awareness on what is a data center technician, what is a fusion splicer, what is a data center engineer, terms that may not be familiar. We create career awareness around that, and then we create the workforce training so that we can build the workforce for tomorrow here. I'm excited to announce that my team and others in our organization will begin immediately to partner directly with local schools, educators to understand the specific needs of the community and thoughtfully integrate our investments and resources with existing classroom instruction. Also, in collaborating with Louisiana's higher education institutions, community college, workforce boards, and industry partners, we'll begin to align and invest our workforce development programs across the state and the region to address the most pressing workforce needs. These investments mark the beginning of a sustained and long-term partnership focused on creating pathways to globally high-demand, high-wage paying jobs. and careers. We are committed to ongoing community engagement, listening, learning, partnering, because building trust is a function of time. It's not given, it's earned. And we're here to help address some of the community's most pressing needs. Many of Louisiana's traditions don't endure because they're easy. They last because people take the time. They show up season after season, year after year, and just make it happen. We hope to live up to that same mindset. Our commitment to this region doesn't end when construction's done. In many ways, it's just the beginning. Before I conclude, we prepared a video that shows how we partner and show up in communities all around the country and have done so. These stories highlight how our presence creates a ripple effect throughout the local economies and communities in cities just like yours.
After the announcement has been a lot of positivity from not only our citizens, but leadership and even our neighboring communities. We've had a lot of local businesses reach out, want to be a part. With the recent Amazon Web Services announcement, this will more than triple our tax base moving forward.
In reviewing with our management, they've noticed how well we're doing in comparison to many different places. The biggest thing that we have been able to attribute it to is the Amazon data center.
I personally think that it's a game changer. I do see the coming of Amazon as bringing in other people into the community, but I'd like to see us grow and prosper. And Amazon, I think, will be the linchpin for that.
We're already a booming fiber community, but this only added fuel to the fire. There's just a feeling within the community. The feedback from the local community is nothing but positive comments.
Job opportunities in the building trades have dramatically improved. And those young people now have careers in the electrical industry. And that career presents great wages, benefits, insurance, and an opportunity for them to provide for their families. This project is a great thing. I mean, for our area, it's important for people to realize the big picture and the impact that it can have on so many lives.
It was exciting to find out that it was going to be Amazon. On the city end, we knew something was coming. I think Amazon Web Services is a dream company to have come here. So it wants to have a positive impact wherever it happens to be.
I think it's important for any small community to want to keep their children in the community. The opportunity to stay here and work here and start families here and contribute to this community and grow in this community, to me, is one of the most important things that I feel like is a hope for the future with Amazon coming into the county.
AWS has supported us in packing 220,000 meals in just a few months.
We started with AWS probably about 2 years ago. It's made a huge impact, for our family, for our employees.
No matter how big their dreams are, just let AWS know they care about the community and they really want to help see things progress.
It's a great thing that AWS is here because of the growth. I've seen people that's been out of work that has jobs now. That's always a tremendous. I don't care what state you're in.
As a testament to that speed and commitment, I'm excited to announce today that in addition to the partnering with the school systems, that we are launching an Amazon Northwest Louisiana Community Fund with an initial investment of $250,000. The program will provide the program will provide grants of up to $10,000 for the community projects across Caddo and Bossier parishes and the greater Shreveport area. We'd like to focus on STEM education, sustainability, and environmental compliance, health, well-being, military veteran support, and other needs, and we're just getting started. I have one more piece of exciting news to share with you. As I said, our construction start is imminent. We are serious about creating new jobs on day one. Tomorrow, we will post our first jobs in the community. This is real, and we're going to move really fast. I'm super excited. So today, it's not just about an announcement. It's the beginning. It's the beginning built on a long-term investment, a beginning that will help connect communities and strengthen the region. To the leaders who helped make this day possible, Governor Landry, Secretary Bourgeois, you and your teams, Justin, you and your team, can't thank you enough for your partnership, your vision. To the residents of this region, thank you for welcoming us. It means a lot. We look forward to earning your trust and being a partner in this community for many years to come. In a true Louisiana fashion, we look forward to building a new tradition that we can all be proud of and celebrate.
You are certainly welcome, Roger. Really quick, we're going to have a video from Speaker Mike Johnson. He wasn't able to make it today, but thanks to help from Ruth, who I believe is in the audience somewhere, we've got a video.
Hey everybody, Speaker Mike Johnson here. I so wish I could be back home in Louisiana with you all today for this truly momentous announcement. Unfortunately, I'm stuck here in Washington, D.C., but it is for a good cause. We're preparing President Trump's historic State of the Union address that will happen here tomorrow. As President Trump says, Louisiana is hot right now, and we are. There's some truly big things happening right here in our own backyard in North Louisiana. As the last year has proven time and time again, North Louisiana, and really the entire I-20 corridor, is an exceptional place to plant roots and open a business. And it's in that spirit that we welcome with open arms this record-breaking $12 billion investment in our region. We say monumental because it's true. It's a big step forward. An investment of this size in North Louisiana would probably have been unfathomable to us in the past. But thanks to the strong leadership of Governor Landry, Secretary Bourgeois at the Louisiana Economic Development, and North Louisiana's economic partnership teams, and all of our state and local officials, this great project came together. When great companies like Stack and Amazon invest in our future, creating hundreds of long-term, high-paying jobs and fostering steady economic growth and stability for generations to come, it benefits everybody, and it showcases the steadfast tradition of hard work and collaboration by our beloved community. So thanks again to the teams at Stack and Amazon for your great work to make this historic investment a reality for Northwest Louisiana. You won't regret it. And the scale of this project demonstrates that economic growth isn't just possible in North Louisiana. Economic growth is here and is transcending all of our prior expectations. We welcome this investment in North Louisiana, and I'm looking forward to the great impact this will have on both sides of the river. So thank you again. I really wish I could be there to celebrate this historic investment. Thank you for the grace you're giving to me. God bless you all.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Anderson, CEO of Stack Infrastructure. It's a pleasure to be here today. You guys know how to party, and I love that. The cannon was a surprise. That was not a part of the warm-up. Over the last few months, I've had the opportunity to get to know the Northern Louisiana project team here. And the governor, just before we came out, asked, have you ever worked with a better team? Tell me honestly, because I want to know if we can get better. And I told him just as honestly, we never have. Never have I met somebody, a group of folks that after hanging out with them for just a couple of minutes, it felt like we'd known each other for 2 decades. And then also that was followed up by working late nights and weekends to make this project possible. So I just, from the bottom of my heart, all the hard work from everybody in this room and beyond, all your teams, Stack team, just thank you very much for everything that got us here. That kind of trusted partnership doesn't happen by accident. It reflects a region that values relationships, follows through on commitments, and works with shared purpose. And that's exactly what made this project possible. I want to continue my thanks by recognizing the leaders who helped make today possible. Governor Landry, the state of Louisiana, Secretary Bourgeois and her team at Louisiana Economic Development, Justin and your team at North Louisiana Economic Partnership, and the cities of Shreveport, Bossier, Blanchard, Caddo, Parish, Bossier Network, sorry, Bossier, I got you. Parish leadership, and the Northwest Louisiana Finance Authority, SWEPCO, couldn't do it without you, our partners at Amazon. Thank you very much for all your hard work. At its core, this project represents STAC's commitment to building the right way. Required utility infrastructure, water, wastewater, electrical, and the system upgrades are all fully integrated into the delivery plan in close collaboration with our utility partners. This approach strengthens local systems, protects existing customers, and positions these campuses as enduring assets for our end user and for the state of Louisiana. This project will also deliver meaningful and sustained economic impact. During construction, STAC expects to support more than 1,500 construction jobs and generate significant local activity for contractors, skilled trades, and suppliers. These are opportunities that are not just for the people directly employed, they ripple through the community. I thought that example from the hotel was on point. You're gonna see so many people coming through here. Hopefully you don't get tired of us. Once operational, the campuses will support hundreds of long-term roles and contribute to local and state tax bases across multiple jurisdictions. Because this development spans both Caddo and Mosier parishes, that impact is regional by design. It literally connects the communities on either side of the Red River. Digital infrastructure is essential infrastructure. It powers cloud computing, advanced manufacturing, AI-driven innovation, financial services, healthcare systems, and the digital tools that education and small businesses rely on to compete and create our next generation of talent. Nearly every sector of the modern economy depends on secure, resilient digital infrastructure. At STAC, we're built on a culture of partnership and execution. Our responsibility to deliver capacity with precision and in a way that communities can count on for the long term. That's the standard and the commitment we bring to North Louisiana. This development reflects confidence in Northern Louisiana's leadership, workforce, especially workforce, and ability to execute at scale. We're entering this market with a long-term mindset. We're not here to build a project, we're here for a new home. And we're committed to being an excellent partner. Can't wait to get started. Telling contractors to get going. You guys should see dirt pushing immediately. Thanks again.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me today. This is my 51st year in politics. Always nice to go to places where people are smiling like this lady is right here. That's nice. You encourage people to do the right thing. You're smiling. That's nice. I've been in other places where there wasn't smiling. But anyway, thank you for having me here today. I met with Roger this morning. He's a very nice fellow. He looks like he could be living right here in Bossier City or Shreveport. Meets people well. But before you leave, I got a little ask for you. I'm not going to let a man with your kind of money leave this town without somebody asking you for something. I can tell you that. It's not much. It's just $28 million. I was at a town meeting once. When I was elected, I had town meetings all over my parishes. I represent 28 parishes from Red River to really the Mississippi, from Mississippi border to Texas border. So I went all around holding public meetings, and I was at a meeting down in Natchitoches, and I asked people, always asking, is there something I can do for you? And the little lady stood up, and she doesn't smile as nice as you, but she stood up, and she said, Mr. Campbell, her name is Mrs. Bolton, Louise Bolton. I said, Miss Bolton, what can I help you with? She said, Mr. Campbell, I want to talk to you about a telephone. I said, well, what's wrong with your telephone? You have static or what is it? You don't understand, we've never had a telephone. I said, what do you mean you've never had a telephone? This is 2010 or whatever year it was. She said, we've never had a telephone. She said, we've had all the politicians come by, everybody promises nobody's going to get you a telephone. So as a good politician, what do you think I did? I said, I'm going to get you a telephone. She sort of said, well, we'll believe it when we see it. So I went to work at the Public Service Commission, and I got telephones from Mink, Louisiana. If you don't know where Mink is, it's in the middle of the Kisatchie National Forest. This lady raised her whole family there without a telephone, if you can imagine that. She said people that had accidents at night have to go to the sheriff's department, the sheriff have to come knock on the door and say your son or your daughter had been in a wreck or whatever. Terrible situation. So anyway, I got her a telephone, and before I know it, she was on Regis's show, TV show. And she said, Regis asked her, well, Miss Bolton, we're glad to see you. She said, man, you don't know how glad we are to see you. He said, that's good. He said, but you know who I am? She said, no, I don't know who you are. He said, well, I've been on TV for 30 years. She said, we don't have a TV either. So anyway, we've come a long ways. We made the New York Times, that story was a big story that Louisiana finally gets phones. To talk about SWEPCO, I've talked to SWEPCO. They guarantee me they're going to treat everybody fairly, not just the big business people or wealthy people, but everybody's going to be treated fairly. And there's only one way to treat everybody fairly, is not to raise their rates on the phones they have today. And they've committed to me they won't do that. And I'm going to grade their papers. I used to teach school. I'm not about to give somebody an A who doesn't deserve an A. You have to grade their papers, and that's what the Public Service Commission does. They regulate monopolies and they grade their papers. You ask hard questions and you look for answers that are truthful. But when Roger came today, he came to my office. I felt, like I said, I felt right at home. And we talked about what we needed. I have a pet project over in Bossier Parish. It's called BEEF, Bossier Educational Excellence Fund. Yesterday, it had $72 million in it. When the riverboats came, everybody was talking about the riverboats, how great they were, and they've been good. They've provided a lot of jobs. I said, well, what can I do to try to help Bossier Parish get a BEEF program? And then now Caddo Parish has a KEEF program, Caddo Educational Excellence Fund, that has $25 million in it. What I did, I was passed a bill in the legislature with the help of Edwin Edwards at that particular time, that the money that went to the police jury, the school board, and the city of Bossier came to the school board, that's right. And they had to save the money and only spend the interest in the classroom. No football, no basketball, and no baseball. It all went in the classroom for classroom instructions. Today, the interest from that fund, $72 million, is as much as what we get out of the riverboats. Now, I think that's a responsible way to spend money. When you have somebody that comes to town that makes a lot of money, let's save some of it and put it where it needs to be. That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Roger. All I need is $28 million, and we'll have $100 million in the BEEF fund. That'll be the largest endowment fund for public education in the United States of America. Now, if you want to bring people to Bossier and Shreveport, help the schools. People love to help the schools because it helps bring business here, and they spread it to their children. There's no better way to spend money than put it in the classroom in education. I'm not a big fan, and I'm fine with it, but we have enough football in Louisiana, enough basketball, and enough baseball. Where we're lacking is classroom instruction, and that's what we need to do. So as your friend for about 2 hours, I'm asking for a little favor. All I need is $28 million. That's not, it's just a little touch, about 28 million. And everybody will be appreciative. And if you come across the river to Caddo Parish, help them get to 75 million. And we'll have about $200 million endowed for public education in the state of Louisiana. Nobody has that. Nobody in America has that done. I've checked the record. We'd be the only 2 parishes or counties in America with that kind of money for public education. Thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure. I see some of my good friends out there. You're a good sport too, by the way. Lynn Beatty's out there. Nice seeing you, Mr. Beatty. He's going to make a great police jury member. He and I have been friends a long time. He went to Houghton High School. That's where I taught school. Thank you so much for having me here. Glad to be here. It's a great day. It's going to help a lot of people get jobs, and that's what we're all about, is getting people a payroll, a check where they can take care of their families and kids can go to college and we can live a good life. So thank you so much for having me today.
Well, I'm Brett Madison. I'm president of SWEPCO. Have the great honor to lead that company. He is a school teacher former. Foster's been grading my papers a long time. Sometimes I get A's, sometimes I get B's, sometimes he makes me stay after class. So good afternoon. Thank you. It's an honor to be here with Governor Landry on this stage. Our local leaders, economic development partners, your leadership is why this announcement is happening today. We're in a very historic venue today. I think back many years ago when I was serving on a committee, its inaugural committee called the Walk of Stars with the Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce. And right out these doors, I had the privilege to dedicate this boulevard out here to be Elvis Presley Boulevard. So back in the day, you weren't anybody unless you went to Longview, Texas, sang at the Rio Palm Isle, then you came here to the Municipal Auditorium. So that's very historic. We're making history again today. SWEPCO has been powering this region since 1912 for 114 years. And today we mark the largest economic development in our history and in Northwest Louisiana. Amazon, thank you for coming to our community. Why are companies like Amazon locating here? Because this region has real momentum. We have a talented workforce, strong partners, the infrastructure, and to support innovation at scale. This project brings new jobs, new tax revenue, and long-term opportunity for communities we serve.